Hello, everyone. This is Sherry Jones of Sherry Speaks Life here with your Speak Life moment. I am hopping on just a couple of minutes early because I have to press that button for Pop Gospel Speaks Radio right at 9 o'clock. And so I needed to hop on early with you all so I can press that button because I don't have three arms. But I hope you all are doing well today. Um, I hope you're doing well today. I am again Sherry Jones, and once I get into the message, I'll tell you all of the good stuff about me. But just to let you know, if this is your first time watching, I am an author, an inspirational speaker, and a podcast host. And I'm so excited to be able to share my message not only with my Facebook audience, my YouTube, my Instagram, but also Pop Gospel Speaks Radio. Pop Gospel Speaks Radio is a phenomenal radio station with 24/7 Christian content. You can't beat that with a stick, can you? So you get to praise the Lord, you get to listen to podcasts, you get to listen to different ministries 24/7. And the content creators for Pop Gospel Speaks Radio are from all over the world, not just the United States, the UK, Canada, everywhere. And so I'm so blessed to partner with them on today. So y'all just give me 1 minute. When that thing hits 9, I will be hitting that button for Pop Gospel Speaks Radio and I will hop right on into my content. Alrighty, so just give it a moment. But I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of my audiences. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Well, it is 9 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and hit that button and get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Speak Life Moment Show. I am your host, Sherry Jones, and I'm so excited to be with you today. And I am going to be sharing a wonderful message with you. It is titled Speak Life Moment. What's your motivation? What's your motivation? What keeps you motivated? What keeps you doing the things that you do? So, we're going to answer that today. We're going to ask those tough questions. And so, just to give you a little bit of background about me, I am an author, I'm an inspirational speaker, and a podcast host. I am the author of two books, a Christian fiction novel, Trouble Don't Last Always, and a 21-day devotional, Speak Life Moments. As an inspirational speaker, I do this show, but then I'm also available for various speaking engagements. And my podcast is called We Are the Church with Sherry Jones. So I have various means of sharing my message of speaking life. And I appreciate you all for tuning in to hear this message today. So shout out to my Pop Gospel Speaks Radio audience. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, my Facebook audience and my Instagram audience. And if anyone's on YouTube as well, I truly appreciate you all hopping in today. And so my topic today is, what is your motivation? What makes you do the things that you do? Now, today, I did two things, two very important things. One thing is I voted. For those that are on the radio, you can't see, but I have my I voted sticker on. So I voted, and I also went for my annual physical. Those are two very important things. But what motivated me to do those things? Well, to vote, it was important for me to vote because I wanted my voice to be heard in this political system. I wanted to have the opportunity to help make choices as far as who was elected. And my different, district, different things. So it wasn't just the presidential race. We voted for the school board. We voted for sheriff, local things as well. So it's very, very important that we vote. And we have the opportunity to early vote, y'all. I don't know how many people haven't heard it, but you can now early vote in person. So go ahead and exercise your right to vote. Then the reason why I got my physical done is because I want to be in top health. I want to be as healthy as possible. But let's think about the process that I went through to make these decisions. First of all, I asked, what's in it for me? We can be a little self-centered as people, as Americans, as people all over the world, just as humans. We are self-centered and we want to know what's in it for me. If you are a business owner or entrepreneur, the first thing that they tell you in class or in your coaching or whatever you're going through is that you need to tell your customer what's in it for them. So that is very, very important. That's a very important question. What's in it for me? So is what's in it for me good? Is it something beneficial? Is it something negative? So what's in it for me to vote is to have my voice heard. What's in it for me to go to the doctor is to be fit physically. What's in it for you? What is in it for you? All of the decisions that you make on a daily basis. And some of these decisions are automatic. We just get out the bed and we hit the door running, and we're making decisions every day. We're deciding what clothes to put on. We're deciding what soap that we use to wash our bodies. We're deciding what toothpaste we use. We're deciding which toothbrush we use. We're deciding what shoes we put on. We decide what we're going to do for the day. Are we going to work, or are we going to just be lazy today and just chill? Are we going to, if we're parents, what are we going to do for our children today? We are constantly making decisions. And when we make these decisions, we often think, what's in it for me? How is this decision benefiting me? And then sometimes we make decisions that don't benefit us. We do things that are not in our best interest. You may be saying, well, Sherry, give me an example of that. Okay. So say you are diabetic. We're just going to use that as an example. And someone offers you some ice cream. So this is a dilemma. What's in it for you is to eat that ice cream because the ice cream tastes good. But what's in it for you in a negative way is if you eat all that ice cream, you could get very, very sick. So what's in it for you could be positive or negative. And we want to always lean towards the positive. We want to make sure that we're making decisions that are going to have positive outcomes in our life. But sometimes we do make those decisions that are negative. And we have to make this decision to leave those situations. And so then you're asking yourself, what's in it for me to leave that situation? What's in it for you to leave? So this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so if you've ever experienced a abusive relationship, that's one thing that you have to think about. What's in it for you to leave? What's in it for you to leave is peace of mind, is safety, is security. But sometimes what's in it for you to leave may seem scary because the person may be saying, they're going to kill you or they're going to hurt you even more. So you have to weigh what's in it for you. Now, ultimately, the best thing to do if you are in an abusive relationship is to leave. So despite feeling afraid and feeling, this person is going to retaliate, that's why you have to plan. You have to plan your escape. You can't just run out willy-nilly. You have to set things up You have to get help. You have to get assistance. You need to call the domestic violence hotline. You need to get a trusted friend to assist you with how to plan to get out. That way, you can do what's best for you. What's best for you, what's best for your children, what's best for your peace of mind. And that is to leave. So we make decisions based on what's in it for me. And we have to think about the positive and the negative about what is in it for us in those situations. And we want to make the decision that is positive for us. Even recently, I thought about people pleasing. I'm one of those people had to be delivered from people pleasing. Okay. And sometimes it still comes up a little bit. And I think a lot of us can probably testify to people pleasing. You want to please everybody. You don't want to make anybody angry. You want to make sure that, everything is smooth sailing. And so I thought about the positives of people pleasing, or what I thought were the positives of people pleasing in my life. And for me, it was giving me a sense of belonging. So what was in it for me to people please was to belong, to be a part of the crowd, to feel like I was accepted. But what was not in it for me was that it was a source of stress to people please. Because often when you people please, you're doing things that are not beneficial to you for the sake of pleasing someone else. And that is not a good thing. So I had to think about that and release that and say, okay, people pleasing is causing me stress. And that's not a good thing for me. So I'm going to let it go. So let's think about what motivates us and what's in it for us in both the negative and the positive. What is the best decision for us? And how can we release ourselves from making decisions that are negative for us and instead make decisions that are positive for us? Okay. So that's the first question. What's in it for me? Then the next question is, what's in it for someone else? Now, I just talked about people pleasing. And with people pleasing, you're thinking about the other person more than you're thinking about yourself, which of course we all are told, be selfless. It's not about you, it's about someone else. And I've even told you all that. Your testimony is not for you, it's for somebody else. So there is a source of motivation to help other people. Like, for example, I was a little tired today. And full disclosure, I almost was thinking, do I really want to go on live today? Maybe I can just share something pre-recorded. I am tired. But what motivated me was you all. What motivated me was my responsibility. I have set the precedent that I'm coming on here every Monday night at 9 p.m. and I'm going to share something good and motivational and inspirational for you. So no matter how I was feeling in the moment and how much I wanted to just rest and chill and not worry about things today, I knew that there was a purpose for me being on, and I had to do it for you. So we have to think about what's in it for someone else. When we're doing something, what is our motivation? What's in it for someone else? And is what's in it for someone else positive or negative? Sometimes we do things for someone else that's negative. We can be enablers. I don't know if you've heard that term, but if you know that there's someone in your life that's going down a destructive path, maybe they overeat and they, really need to stop. Or maybe they are addicted to drugs and so they really need to stop. But because we don't want to make them angry, because we're in that people pleasing mode and we're thinking about, well, if I make them upset, that might make them do more drugs, or that might make them eat more, or that might make them do something even more destructive. So we enable them. That's not making a good decision for the other person. But making a positive decision for the other person would be to talk to them, have that intervention, have that tough talk, and say, hey, we need to get a handle of this. We need to get a handle on your weight because it's causing problems with your health. We need to get a handle on this drug abuse because it's destroying your body. And I love you. And I want what's best for you. So we can't be in enable mode. So when we're thinking about our motivation and what's in it for someone else, how are we motivated to do something positive for someone else? Are we motivated to do something encouraging for someone else? Are we motivated to do something uplifting to someone else? Not something negative, not putting people down, not being jealous, not being haters, naysayers. And sometimes that's our motivation. If we're honest, sometimes it's a negative motivation. If we see someone on the come up and, a little bit of jealousy is there, like why she get to, be all, doing all great. And I'm still sitting here and I'm still struggling, but she's, making six figures and she's doing all this stuff and she's doing this great stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and my little posts barely get, noticed. And so our motivation in that sense could be to bring her down, talk about her behind her back, talk to our friends. Yeah, you see her, you see how she doing that. She ain't all that. That's what we love. We love to say that now. She ain't all that. He ain't all that. It ain't all about what they doing, because we're motivated by that sense of jealousy. Instead of encouraging them, instead of clapping it up for them, yay, and knowing that if it's meant for you, it's going to happen for you too. You just have to take the time. It may take a little longer for you, but it's okay. And so we have to be motivated to clap it up for other people. And I see comment here. Millie, says to uplift and encourage for others because because someone needs help or a push to do better. Exactly. So we have to uplift and encourage other people because they need that lift to do better. That's what's in it for someone else. Clap it up for your sister or your brother that's doing great things. Don't let jealousy, block you from being happy for them. Don't let jealousy cause you to be motivated to hinder them. Some people are just looky-loos. We're on Facebook looking at what people doing, liking their posts, but not really liking their posts, loving their posts, but not really loving their posts, on their page just to see what they're doing so we can talk about it. I know I'm speaking truth. That's what we do. Oh, I want to see what she doing today. It ain't all that. Then why go on there in the first place? If you don't have something positive to say, if you're not motivated to uplift that person, to encourage that person, to boost that person's self-esteem, to say, hey, I see you, you're doing a great job, then what's your purpose of being on their page? Don't be on their page. Don't like their posts when you don't really like them. Don't love their posts when you don't really love them. If you have jealousy in your heart and you're being motivated by jealousy, then just stay away, because you're not doing anything but hindering yourself. Actually, you're hindering your own vibe, I would say. because you're being negative towards someone else. So our motivation has to be what's in it for someone else in a positive way. What's in it for someone else in a positive way. And then we want to talk about the biggest question, the greatest question, the best question to ask is what's in it for God? What you're doing should be motivated by what's in it for God. Are you glorifying Him? Are you spreading His word? Are you spreading His gospel? Are you encouraging someone? Are you working to create disciples? Are you planting seeds? Is what you're doing motivated by what's in it for God? Is what you're doing lining up with the word of God and lining up for His will for your life? The things that you are supposed to be doing for the kingdom of God. That's what we need to ask ourselves. That's what we need to ask ourselves. Are we doing what's in it for God? Let's see. Just had some comments here. English says, I know that's right. You speaking the truth. That's right. That's right. About them looky loos and things like that. And then Evangelist Millie says, if you're not there for the good, why be there? That's right. Going back to my other point about, just don't be on people page. Don't be on people page if you're not for them. But again, what's in it for God? That's what we need to be focusing on. Is what we're doing for the good of the kingdom of God. If you are a believer in Jesus Christ, if you are a Christian, then that's supposed to be your ultimate motivation. More than what's in it for you, even more than what's in it for somebody else. What's in it for God? If He's telling you to do something, He's telling you to do it for a reason. And He's telling you to do it because it's going to benefit somebody else and it's going to benefit you. But sometimes we don't see it. And we're looking at it as, God, I don't know, God, why are you telling me to do that? I don't want to do that. But if we do it, we'll be blessed and we'll bless somebody else. But it's hard to see the blessing when we're looking at it through our eyes. We're looking at it in the natural. We're looking at the fact that it doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, if I'm in my 50s and God tells me to go back to school, I'm looking at Him like He's crazy. Like, why would I go back to school? But He wants you to go back to school to get a degree that's going to help you to walk in your true calling. Whatever it was that He wanted you to do in the first place. Because maybe when you went to college the first time, you were looking at my first point, what's in it for me? A lot of us get degrees because of what's in it for me. We get a degree because we're thinking about, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to work in this field, then I'm going to make this amount of money, and then I'm going to get this big old house, I'm going to get a nice car, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be balling. And that is nowhere near what God wanted us to do. Or we go to school and we get degrees because of what's in it for somebody else. Maybe our mama and them, grandma, nana, said, go to school and be a nurse. Nurses make good money and nurses are needed. Not saying they're not. Nurses make good money and nurses are definitely needed, even more than the money, especially in these COVID days. We need nurses. But you went to school, became a nurse, and that wasn't even nowhere near what God wanted you to do. Maybe He wanted you to open a business, or maybe He wanted you to teach. And so now you're 50 years old and you done been a nurse all these years. And now God is saying, go on back to school and do what I told you to do. And you looking at it like, what? That's because you have to do what's in it for God. And he will bring it around full circle, whether you want to do it or not. He's going to bring it back full circle. So we have to think about that. Okay, Millie says, so her comment, she says she was over 50 when she went back to get her bachelor's degree in theology. My point. God was calling her to ministry. Not to say that the other things she did in her life prior to that weren't beneficial, wasn't, even still could have been part of his plan. But ultimately, he wanted her to go to school for theology. He wanted her because he wanted her to be called to ministry. And so even at that age of over 50, she went back to school and now she's an evangelist. That's what we're supposed to do. Do what's in it for God, no matter if it sounds crazy. Cray. I'm telling y'all, he'll tell you to do some cray stuff. Okay? And you're like, like, I have no clue. Like, for me, for example, when I started my podcast, I was like, but I had learned when God tell you to do something, just go ahead and do it, even if you don't know how it's going to turn out. But it has totally been a blessing. But it kind of came out of the blue. People had been telling me, oh, girl, start this podcast. And I was like, oh, okay. I'd even downloaded the hosting app, done nothing with it. And then the Lord spoke and said, look, we are the church. That's the name of your podcast. Go. And I went. And it's been a blessing. So we have to do that. Let's see. And then another comment here, Miss English, she's Evangelist English says, if God is telling you to do something, then he is telling you to do it for a reason. Exactly. He is telling us to do it for a reason. So no matter if it sounds crazy, no matter what it looks like, we have to make sure that we are doing what's in it for him. So just to recap my points, I like to recap. I guess that maybe, teaching spirit. My mom was a teacher. I always like to kind of recap my points real quick. Okay, so first we're thinking about what's our motivation. What's in it for me? That's the first thing we think about. What's in it for me? And that's a valid question. We want to do things that are going to be positive, uplifting, and edifying for us in a positive way, not in a negative way, not in a way that, is not beneficial to us or in a way that's going to be harmful for us. So we want to make sure that our motivation for what's in it for us is positive. Okay. Then we want to think about what's in it for someone else. What's in it for someone else? How can I help someone else in a positive way? Again, y'all, I'm bringing home positive. How can I help someone else in a positive way? Not being an enabler, not just cheerleading on the sidelines and boosting them up and it's for their destruction. And also being supportive of other people. Make sure that we're uplifting and inspiring other people. And that if we have jealous spirits and we're not really in line with people, then stay away from them. Don't fake the funk. Don't do that. Okay. And lastly, most important question, what's in it for God? Whatever God is telling you to do it. There's a plan, there's a purpose for it. And everything that we do should be motivated by what's in it for God. So even me being here on this live, what's in it for me? I love sharing and inspiring people. I love connecting with people. What's in it for someone else? Sharing a message that could bless someone, that could impact someone, that could help them to understand, more about themselves, what's in it for God, giving him all glory for the opportunity to sit here and chat with you all and glorifying him in the things that I'm saying. So think about everything that you do and what's your motivation. Ask yourself those three questions about most decisions that you make. Okay, I know, what toothpaste, you might not be thinking about all of those three things, but if you're making a major decision in your life, ask yourself those three questions and think about what's your motivation. Okay, let's see. Do I have any more comments? Nicole said that's so true. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I truly appreciate you all for being on this evening. Please share this broadcast. Sharing is caring. Let someone know about this message of what's your motivation. Let someone know about what you learned today. A new perspective maybe that you've gained today about what's your motivation. Please connect with me. Follow this page, Sherry Speaks Life. You can also, I put a link in the description of this video. And if you click that link, you will see all things Sherry Speaks Life. Okay. I have a new coaching program that will be coming out later this month for aspiring writers. You will see that. You will see the link to my website, Sherry Speaks Life, where you can learn more about my books and my speaking engagements. If you're having an event, I know it's COVID time, it may be a virtual event, and you need a speaker, you need someone to speak life, I'm your girl. Okay. Um, and so again, you can just connect with all of those things. You can also listen to my podcast, We Are the Church with Sherry Jones, on my website as well. So if you go to sherryspeakslife.com, you will pretty much see everything that's all about me. Feel free to send me an email at Sherry Speaks Life if you have any questions or concerns, or you can just send me a message. All right. But thank you all again for tuning in. It was truly a blessing to be with you all this evening. I love you with the love of Christ. And you may be saying, Sherry, how do you love me? You don't know me. I love you because I love the God in you. He's in there, and he is what makes you beautiful. So you all take care. You all be blessed. Remember to speak life and to think about your motivation. Bye bye. Hey, bye bye, Instagram. All right, Facebook, I'm ending it with you last. Thank you all so much. I saw a comment come in last minute. I'm going to go ahead and read that. Great motivation. Thank you. Thank you so much, Evangelist Millie. I truly appreciate you all for being on this evening. You all be blessed. Again, feel free to share this broadcast. Sharing is caring. Be blessed. Bye bye.